excellent strength and perfect clarity is the 5x5.
It's Real Talk with David and Nikki. Stay tuned for hot topics, gossip, and a little shade on the 5x5.
Welcome back. It's the 5x5. I'm your host, David, and my girl, Nikki's on with us today. What's up, girl?
Hello. Hey.
Hey. Well, you know, how long have we been trying to do a hair show? How long?
20 years.
Yeah, it's been a minute. This is back, God, probably a few months ago. We had planned to do it, but we never had the opportunity. So tonight, and it's not going to be, and we're not dissing anybody's hair. At least I'm not. I don't know what darling Nikki has up her sleeve, but I'm not dissing anybody. Since I'm a guy,
I'm talking about all y'all.
I'm a guy, so I don't really have the hair care problems that my sisters have. You know, I've lived, you know, of course I have a mother, my sister and my niece. They all had different kinds of hair textures and products and usage. But where I want to start out first is we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for one lady. And who is that lady?
Who's that? Madam C.J. Walker, better known as Sarah Breedlove.
Well, I guess Sarah Breedlove, better known as Madam C.J. Walker, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I didn't know. I read that. Well, you know, her claim to fame has always been the woman who invented the straightening comb.
Right.
Right. But I didn't know that all this stuff. And she married Carl Joseph Walker, and that's where the Madam C.J. Walker came in from. And she's originally she was born in 1867, and she died in 1919.
She was born in Louisiana, and then she went on to live in several states. She really had a business here in Indianapolis, Indiana, and it thrived. She died in 1919.
And she died in 1919 in New York, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. Well, I thought when she made her hair care empire, it actually kind of took birth in St. Louis because she left her family, her sister and her brother-in-law, I guess his name was Powell, and he treated her poorly, so she moved to St. Louis where she had brothers, and this is where she started her door-to-door business after she married marketing advertising salesman, which was Carl Joseph Walker.
Here's the situation. Here's how she actually started in getting the hair products produced. Necessity, they say, is the mother of all invention. So she was having problems with her own hair falling out. I don't know if it was stress or some disease that she had. And so she actually created these products, these natural products, for women to grow hair. And her hair was falling out. You should see the pictures. And then she, later after a few weeks, had, these long locks, head full of hair. So she actually started creating those products because she was losing her hair.
Nice. Well, being a black female, what are you now? Are you natural? Are you processed? Are you braided? I actually know, but our listeners don't know.
I actually have a perm in my hair, and I've had a perm for years. So ever since I was in high school, I had a perm in my hair. You know how that long that's been.
Oh, okay. Like me growing up with my mother and my sister, and me being a guy, I had a lot of hair as a kid. I don't have any hair right now. The only hair thing I do now is I work my goatee. I might shave it short, shave it thin, but I'm bald-headed. I shaved my hair off my sophomore year in college. I shaved it off because I had a lopsided Gumby, and if you guys don't know what a Gumby is, remember what Bobby Brown and New Edition had? They had the hair like a flat top, but it was over to the side. I had one of those, and I had a Jerry curl in it. Don't laugh. I did have it. It was more like an S curl. It was a mess. I looked a straight mess, and so I'm looking at myself in the mirror one morning, and I'm like, and plus I had a receding hairline on top of everything. I'm like, you know what? And so I grabbed my clippers, and before I could make thought to motion, I had just went ahead and shaved my head, so there was no going back. I went right down the middle, and it was gone. So I was like, well, after I did that, it has to all go. But looking back on, I know, right? Looking back on my sister's hair care, my mom is always busting at her when she got her hair, I guess with a straightening comb. Did your mother ever use a straightening comb on you?
Oh, yeah. When I was younger, we had the straightening combs, and they warm them up, and they put them through your hair. And if your hair was hard to comb through, you were considered tender-headed.
Get that kitchen in the back, and I remember I used to cry because my dad would sit there and comb my hair or pick it out when I was little, and it was just because the curls. And what a nap is, it's a really, really, really tight curl. Of course, you know that, right?
Really, really tight, yeah. And the pick, how can we forget the pick? The P-I-C-K,
okay.
Or the pick. It's not a picture, it's a comb that picks your hair out. It's a pick with a K.
You see, we grew up in a generation where picks were, you still put a pick in your back pocket. That was like in the 70s, early 80s, and I had a pick with a fist on it. And you couldn't lose that pick or you got in trouble. They're talking in the chat. My really good friend Icon in the chat room. He said that. What's he say? He says my friend uses that expression. He said he used picks with his boy. I've seen that picture of you. Your hair looks really, really straight. Do you have a perm, Icon? Just curious. Not trying to be funny. Kitchen in the back. Yeah, I had a kitchen. I was a nappy-headed little boy. But my sister, you said that your mom did use the straightening comb.
Yeah, she used the straightening comb, and she used to comb it out, and it would hurt so bad when she combed it out. And so, like, I used to have the braids, the one in the front and then the two in the back.
Oh, you know what? I should have put a picture. I have that picture. The big flat in the front and the two.
No.
The two in the back. Y'all should see it. It's hilarious. But you know, I think you had some top 10s or top 5s that you wanted to give about black hair care, and was it black hair care or is it black women's hair?
You know what? I didn't say, did I? So it's top 10 things not to say to a black woman about her hair.
Oh, okay. Let's hear it.
Yeah, let's see. Lego. Okay, so the number one thing you don't want to ask a black woman about her hair, is it a wig? Is it a weave? What are you doing there? Don't ask that, because it's none of your business. It's attached to my body, and so leave it alone. Now, if it's
well, you know what it used to be. Okay. What used to be the thing was, me personally, I can spot a wig from a mile away or a weave, you know, because remember the old school weaves, they would try to pull their hair over it so where they had the track sewn in, the hair was over it, but if you got them on a get there, you could see the track hanging out the back. Right. But I don't think you've ever wore a weave, have you?
I have worn a weave once.
Really?
Once, yes, and it was glued in, and I did okay with it. The only problem I had is I really didn't. I didn't have it for length. I had it in 2001, and I didn't really have it for length. I had it to kind of fill out my whole head, and it was for a cousin's wedding. I was actually in the wedding party, so I felt that I needed to have some more hair filled in. So I actually did a weave. I wasn't really that pleased with it, but I actually did a weave.
Oh, wow. Okay, hit us with number 2.
Okay, so number 2, top 10 things not to say to a black woman about her hair. How often do you go to the hairdresser? In our culture, African-American culture, we don't go to the hairdresser, you know, like once every 3 months. Or we usually go about, now if you have permed hair, we usually go either every week or every other week. Is that excessive? No. It's called maintenance. So don't ask us how often we go. Don't ask about the hair frequency and think that that's a monumental price that we're paying at the hairdresser, because really it's all about maintenance and maintaining the hair. And it's not like we just go to the cut, you know, or a wash or something.
Icon says you got to keep those edges neat.
Neat. Neat, like baby hair.
I thought it was more like you had to keep those roots neat, because that new growth. You remember when girls' perms would grow out and you'd have the really nappy stuff. I said nappy on the roots. It'd be fuzzy in the middle and straight on the ends. You remember that?
Well, see, here's what happens when the perm grows out. Then the hair snatches back, and snatch back is an old school term, meaning it goes back to the way that it originally was. So what happens is when you straighten the hair, you are putting that chemical on to make it even out, smoother, make it uncurl. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, my Caucasian sisters, what they'll do is when they get a perm, and I think that's where the confusion lies, and that's why they ask about it, is because what they'll do is when they get a perm, it makes their hair curly in most cases.
It's the reverse, yeah.
It's the reverse, yeah.
But that stuff stinks. It smells so bad. Every time I take my mother, that's one thing. My mom, she's not a very well person. You know, she's sick. But one thing, she keeps that head done. And something about black women in that hair, we'll be in the hospital, and if the hair's not looking right, she's like, oh, no, before she goes to do whatever she needs to do, I need to wrap a rag around my head. I'm like, what difference does it make? You're in the hospital. She's like, But as soon as we're out of the hospital, we're at the hairdresser.
I'm going to hit on something that you were talking about keeping your hair neat, especially like when you're sick. Hairdressers have ingrained in their customers always take care of your hair before you lay down. So if it's kind of straight, you wrap it up, and I can explain how to do that if on the website if you have any questions. Or if it's curly, you pin it up and tie it up. So we always have been told, to do this by our hairdressers. So I had a little brief stay in the hospital, as you know, and I'm not going to be on into detail on here, but my concern was tying up my hair before I had the operation or went into the hospital. And so I tied up my hair, and I had these little bobby pins, and so the nurse was like, you can't put those in your hair before you go into the room.
That's a mess. I don't understand why y'all feel the need. You're in the hospital. Worry about that hair later. See, that's why y'all need to have natural hair. You don't have to worry about all that. But we're going to break real quick.
Believe opportunity to get over what was done to me. Yeah, someone I pick up where you left off. Something like a rebound. Leave me hurt. Like a rebound. Leave me hurt. Like a rebound. Leave me hurt. Love for all the wrong reasons. I fell in love for all the wrong reasons. I fell in love for all the wrong reasons. I fell in love. All the wrong reasons. All the wrong reasons. We're holding pieces. Someone let me hurt. Telling you we're holding pieces. Someone let me hurt. We're holding pieces. Opportunity to get over what was done to me. Yeah, someone I pick up where you left off. Something like a rebound. Leave me hurt. Like a rebound. Leave me hurt. Like a rebound. Leave me
Top 10 things not to say to a black woman about their hair is don't ask me about other black celebrities. Don't ask me what's going on with India Ari. Don't ask me why Beyonce cut her hair. And don't ask me, is that her hair or how long is her hair or whatever. So, yeah, that really gets frustrating. I don't know if they ask you questions like that, but they ask me, like, well, what is going on with so-and-so's hair? It's like,
thing is, they're not going to ask a black man. They might ask a black gay man, me, but, I'm not, really overtly gay or anything, but, maybe I am. But they don't ask me those things because most people know my mouth, so they're not going to really say anything. But I'm bald-headed. You don't ask a bald-headed man about hair care stuff. It just doesn't, it doesn't make any sense. Okay, number 4 and 5.
So number 4 is, how do you do your hair? It's like people want instructions, like what do you do every morning? And I'm not about to go into that with you. I ain't got time for that, and I barely have enough time when I wake up in the morning to go through the steps that I got to go through, so I'm not going to waste my breath explaining to you how I do my hair. Anyway, number 5 is, do you wash your hair every day? Well, that's not anyone's business, really. As a black woman, yeah, I'll get in there and, I'll take care of my hair and, sometimes I'll wash it every day. Sometimes I don't. But that's not anyone's business, But
as a general rule, most black women don't wash their hair every day, right?
Right. And, I mean, to each his own. Some people might in the shower, and then some people might go to the hairdresser and let her wash it or him wash it, So it's really to each her own. I mean, that's kind of like saying, well, how many showers do you take a day or something like that. It's just something you don't ask people, Number 6, do you have a perm in your hair? And that's a question that, is a little bit too detailed. I mean, I'm not going to go into, and I kind of talked about that, I'm not going to go into the details because a perm means different things to different people. So they'll ask you, do you have a perm? And it's kind of hard to explain the whole chemical reaction and how it makes my hair straight and it makes another person's hair tight and curly. And, I'm not going to play scientist, so I prefer not to answer that question. Do I have good hair? You got good hair? This is a question that a lot of people ask, no matter what race you are. They'll ask each other. And that I really am bothered with, kind of like the song that, you just played, because I believe that all hair is good hair. If you got hair, it's good hair. Now, is it more manageable than others? Maybe, maybe not. I mean, I have never really felt that I had good hair because I don't feel like it's as manageable as it can be, And, of course, if you ask me that at 5 o'clock in the morning before work or something like that, I'm going to say, no, I hate my hair. I've got bad hair, But, it depends. If you ask me maybe if I'm getting ready for a date and it looks fabulous, yeah, I've got good hair. So me, I'm thinking, okay, it's all about the manageability. It's not, but I think that whole stereotype of good and bad hair has become a nuisance and an enemy to the black culture.
Name me some. What's your favorite hair movie or television show of all time?
Wow, I like the Broadway. Was it a Broadway play Hair? I like that. That was really cool.
That would know my list, but yes, I liked Hair.
Yeah, of course, Hair. Spike Lee, it was all about the college movie, School Days. It was all about going to college in the 80s, going to a black college. But he touched on that hair issue, and at the time that it was in its heyday. I mean, it was at its height where people were battling over good and bad hair, literally.
1988. From
the down to the Commonwealth, and he touched on that, and I think it might have been a little maybe before its time, but it was well received when he came out with that, and I think that was one of the better movies about hair, and it wasn't even about hair. It was.
That's what I was ready to say. It wasn't about hair per se. It was, for one, how important hair is within black female communities. The movie was about black on black racism. That's what it was about: light-skinned blacks against dark-skinned blacks, and the stigma that we brought from slavery. But when it came down to the hair and some of the lyrics in the song, it doesn't matter if you're darker or you're fair. It's all about the hair, pretty much. So if you had short hair and it was nappy, we didn't like it. You could be yellow or you could be boot black. You had bad hair. Or if you had really long hair and it was straight or fake weaves and stuff were coming in back at that time, you were considered the elite. My favorite show, and it's a horrible movie, but it's hilarious. I watch it at least once a month because it's so funny. It's called Hair Show with Monique.
Oh, okay.
I love that because it reminds me of the hair shows in Atlanta, the Bronner Brother hair shows. Derek J from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. He was big into that. And also, I always liked Barbershop. I didn't like Beauty Shop as much, but I did like Barbershop.
I like Barbershop too.
Yeah, I didn't like number 2, but I like number 1.
Okay.
It's Real Talk with David and Nikki for hot topics, gossip, and a little shade on the 5x5. Check us out on Facebook at the 5x5 or tweet us at the 5x5 or go to Recycle Blog Talk for past shows. Thanks for tuning in.